Things that I don't think that real people do: spamming W's in streamers chats. That's the first one. You know, sitting in a chat watching a streamer and there's like thousands of people messaging, you know, the chat's going fucking ballistic and you're sitting there fucking spamming W's like a madman. I don't believe actual people do that, because let's be honest, streamers aren't gonna see every single message, even if it's something which isn't a W or L.
I don't go to clubs, I don't go to bars, I don't go to parties, I don't go to kickbacks.
Yeah, I was gonna assume that this was satire, but looking at his page, I don't think it is. This is all he does. But the chat's going way too fast for anybody to read, even the expert reader Kai Cenat.
Friends, we try to write a book in a chaotic household. We try to concrete.
Another thing, donating to streamers is fucking ridiculous too. It's so stupid. Like, you yourself gain nothing. In fact, you only lose stuff. You only lose money. You know, it's not like they give you anything in return besides saying your fucking username at like the speed of light. You know, they'd be in the middle of whatever they're doing and they'd be like, oh, awesome, Dick Slayer 58, thank you for the $5 donation. And then they'd fucking move on. You gave them $5 or £5 or whatever. You gave them money and they're like, thanks. And they're back to whatever they're doing. I find this so ridiculous, especially since most of these guys don't even make money from the donations that you give. They make most of their money from ad revenue and things like that. And it doesn't matter how much you give, you know, you could give money, you could give gifted subs, anything like that. It doesn't matter how much of those things that you give, you're probably going to get a similar reaction.
$1,500 dono.
Who the fuck is subbing?
If you have that kind of money to just be throwing away on bullshit and you decide to throw it away on a fucking VTuber, you got problems. You don't deserve the money, okay? There's so much you could buy with that kind of money. It's insane. You could literally buy like 2 PS5s with that kind of money, a brand new iPhone, or like rent for a month.
Yeah, I got
Sam donated $100.
My brother just graduated high school and is a big fan. Can you say congratulations, Ryan?
Yeah, happy birthday, Brian.
This one's really stupid as well. I mean, this one's ridiculous. You give money to a streamer and you're like, it's my birthday, could you say happy birthday? And then they would put their name. You know, can you say happy birthday? Like, it's like they're teaching a dog how to do a fucking trick. And then they sit behind the screen waiting for the streamer to do it. And they're like kicking their feet and fucking twirling their hair like a little child on Christmas Eve. You know, like I said before, giving money or, you know, gifting subs gives you nothing in life. You gain nothing at all, especially since the donations basically mean nothing for the streamer, because they make most of their money off of like ads that play throughout the stream and ads they get on the VODs. Hi, hello, it's me from the future. Subscribe, please do that. I need it. Thank you. Goodbye. The next one is hating on popular stuff. I made a video recently where I was talking about niche things, like how people always want to be niche when it comes to something. And in that video I talk about how everyone thinks that niche things are cool. You know, they want to be this like cool mysterious guy, and if they have niche interests, people are going to think they're more cool, apparently. So this is kind of the other side of the coin, you know. This is people hating on popular things because niche things are so freaking cool, apparently.
Why do you have Coke? Pepsi's way better. Drake? Yeah, no, he's mid. Football is not fun to watch, alright? I prefer cricket. Harry Potter? More like Harry Mitter. Minecraft isn't fun.
This video, by the way, was posted in 2023. So literally, what, 3 years ago? And is still relevant today, which really says a lot about like social media and how we literally haven't changed at all, because people will literally throw shade at liking anything these days, forgetting that the word opinion exists. Like, different people are going to like different things, that's obvious, but for some reason the second you name something mainstream as one of your interests or likes, people get onto you like crazy. And this basically happens with anything, so TV shows, movies, music.
Wait, what's the next song?
It's an indie alternative pop artist from France. You definitely wouldn't know him.
That's why I'm asking.
Ryder the Eagle.
Why have I never heard of him?
Probably because you've never been on Bandcamp.
And the worst part is, these niche listeners of niche weird music would look at you like human trash if you ever speak the name of a mainstream artist. You know, they'd pull out the most random name ever, and if you give them something like, yeah, Bruno Mars, they would look at you like they're about to fucking kill you or something. Like this one too. This one's about games and stuff, and it's like, why? What's the issue? Like, what's the issue with liking some of the most popular and most awarded and most sold games of all time? These are literally the biggest games ever. Of course, some people are going to have them as their favorite games. Like, they're obviously popular for a reason, so some people out there actually like them. And out of those people, some people are going to have them as their, like, favorites of all time. Luckily, most of the comments are going against what this absolutely stupid video is saying. So thank God there are still some brain cells left. But the only people that I see that would agree with this video are these ball and gun gamers. Go check out the video after this one. Or people that just like the really niche games. You know, those like games on Steam of like 3 reviews. You know, some bullshit like that. Next up, watching F1. I don't believe it. You cannot be a real human if you sit down and watch this sport, which I'm using very lightly. If you sit down and watch a bunch of cars going in a fucking circle for like 100 laps or something, you need to get a job. I'm sorry to splash the cold water on your fucking face. You need to get a job. You need to get a life. That shit is embarrassing.
Formula 1 is like the most boring sport imaginable. Like, you just drive around in a circle for a long time.
And that's coming from a guy who plays chess all day. He's calling F1 boring, and he ain't wrong. It's just a bunch of fast cars going around the same fucking weird shaped tracks for an hour and a half. And then people act surprised when the fastest car wins. Who would have guessed the fastest car won? Or maybe the car that started at the front stayed in the front. Who would have guessed? And it's even worse when people pay to go see this stuff in real life. That's it. You see the car for about 5 seconds and you have to wait another like minute or so for it to come around, and you paid money for that. Oh, but what about the atmosphere and being around all these other F1 fans? You could do that shit at a bar or something. I'm sure there are F1 bars, right? Oh, but what about the strategy in F1? It's really interesting. You know, F1 Manager's a game for a reason, right? I don't give a fuck. Look, you drive car fast, you win race. It's fucking simple. Finally, we've got drinking sparkling water. Nobody does this. I'm convinced absolutely no one does this, because it's so it's just bizarre. Like, out of everything that's ever been made, sparkling water might be the most useless. Because what is the point of it? Really think about it. What's the point of putting bubbles in water? You know, water's only purpose is to quench your thirst. You know, if I'm thirsty, pop a bottle and I'm fine. And people drink fizzy drinks because of the crazy sweeteners, you know, the crazy sugar that makes you feel like you're high on something. And I don't give a crap how many cans of LaCroix Danny opens on his second channel.
That sweet, sweet taste of LaCroix. It's just like soda, but without the flavor.
I am not falling for the propaganda.
I don't think I've ever met anyone who actually likes sparkling water. If you drink sparkling water, please reveal yourself and explain why.
And the comments are filled with like, oh, it's like soda, but healthy. And then it hit me. I had this fucking epiphany that there are people out there that drink fizzy drinks for the fizz. What kind of a maniac? Like, you have to be sick in the head to only like it for the fizz. I mean, like, yeah, sure, it's nice, but you know, it's the flavor, right? It's the sugar.
I already personally don't like tap water, and if the water's not cold, I'm not drinking it. So, like, the best option, especially for me personally, is sparkling water. And it's just more adult too.
Yes, nothing more adult and grown up than putting bubbles in your water because it's too boring. Absolutely nothing childish at all. Because literally, it's just being different for no reason, you know? You pull up to a restaurant or something, they ask you what you want to drink, and you got to hit them with a sparkling water, please. And then people are going to look at you funny because you're just begging for attention at that point. Like, drinking water isn't supposed to be this fun, adventurous thing you do. Okay, you drink the water, you stop being thirsty and you're done. It's you know, it's very simple. And it's not even like it's enjoyable. Like drinking sparkling water is like a bottom 5 experience of all time, because it's like when you drink it, you can like taste yourself breathing air for like the next 20 minutes. It's so bad. You know, people saying stuff like it tastes like TV static or things like that, and they're right, because there's no actual like artificial flavors in it, so it's just fizz, and it's disgusting. But that's the end of the video. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I might see you in the next one. Will I see you in the next one? I should see you in the next one. Bye bye.